the sport of unlimited hydroplane racing. A tribute to the men who have given their best to the world's most beautiful speed sport, the unlimited hydroplanes. Today, the speeds reach upwards of 200 miles per hour on the straightaways with high-tech boats designed for the challenge. ESPN is proud to present the Eagle Snacks Unlimited Hydroplane Series. This, the Outrigger Hotel's Top Gun Hydrofest. The Eagle Snacks Hydroplane Series is brought to you by Eagle Snacks Tortilla Chips. You're going to love them. And by Trailmaster for the ride of your life.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Hendrick, along with Dave Taylor. Dick Crippen is in the broadcast booth waiting for the play-by-play to begin. And also, Doug Ford is on hand for all the technical knowledge to pass along for the next hour to you. Very important race is the Outrigger Hotel race. It'll also set up the points, the final points for driver and boat. But before we get to that, race conditions on this water, Dave, I'm telling you what, right now it's great.
Well, the opening day of qualifying, it was really windy. They didn't get good speeds. Yesterday, the wind settled down somewhat. We had record speeds by Miss Budweiser, a good ultra-lap race there. And today, the water conditions are great. I think we're going to see great competition speeds.
161.5 set the record for this course by Miss Budweiser, driven by Scott Pierce. He's drawing lane one for the first three preliminary heats. Two of those three heats right beside him, you guessed it, Winston Eagle. Now let's go to Dick Crippen, check the point situation for driver championship and boat team championships.
Jim, let's start things out with the boat team, and that's the Miss Budweiser in the lead by 400 points in the Eagle Snacks High Point Fund. Mark Tate is leading in the Drivers' Championship, so we're going to watch that very closely, a battle between Mark and Scott. Opening ceremonies already underway. Look at that. What a beautiful, beautiful sight against the Hawaii sky as the parachutes come down carrying the red, white, and blue stripes of the American flag. Some of our honorary guests, including URC Chairman Don Jones, getting ready for the races. The boat's already out on the water preparing for the $25,000 O'Doul shootout. Let's go to Jim Hendrick.
We're here with the commanding officer of the Naval Station Pearl Harbor, Captain Joel Porter. Joel, you inherited all the Thunderfest from the now Admiral Blair, but you really got involved.
Yes, Jim, that's correct. Last year, after Admiral Blair, I relieved him in April of last year, and we had Hydrofest in November. It was a major event to put on, but we all got smart on how to do it, and it was absolutely fantastic.
We mentioned that this was an entire effort between military and civilian personnel for a civic organization to have this function once a year, and the bonds right now between military and civilian even seem to be stronger.
That's correct, Jim. I've never seen bonds between the local community and the military as strong as they've been right now. The cooperation from all military sources, corporate sponsorships, has been absolutely fantastic, and we could not do this event without their support.
And it looks like your support from sponsors has gotten bigger.
It has. We have 25 major sponsors this year. They've donated a lot of money to this event, and we appreciate all their support.
How'd you like your ride in the U-19?
It was spectacular. Yesterday I had the opportunity to ride in the boat. We attained speeds, I understand, up to about 163 miles an hour, and it's exciting. Words do not describe that experience.
Announcing the arrival of His Majesty the King.
No question at all that we are in Hawaii.
I'm with Danny Kalikanai, who is the ambassador of Aloha. And Danny, maybe you could explain for us the significance of the opening ceremony.
Ano hei kumamai, mahalo ka ako, aloha. Can I tell you what my real name is? It's Kanala Kavohiko Kapolani Kalana Ole Me Keloho Pumihana. They call me Junior for short. But Ho'ukupu is a gift. And we offer a gift to our families for this very special occasion. And we thank all the people for coming in, being part of our Ohana. Ohana is family. And there is a saying in Hawaiian, Aloha ke kahi ike kahi, that love is everywhere. Love is where you find it, because it comes from the pu'uai, the heart. And the love that we share today for this Hydrofest is one for all of us, not only for the military, but for the civilian families as well. We come together as, one family, and I think this is so important, where we can share each other's mana'o, the feeling from inside. And I think this is a very special occasion. I hope that they come back here every year. So this is our way of saying thank you, mahalo anui loa kako, which is thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
And we thank you, Junior, and everyone here in Hawaii. The $25,000 O'Doul Shootout happened yesterday. Let's recap it for you. The three top point getters from across the year. In Lane 1, the Miss Budweiser. Lane 2, the Ultra Bolden Dash. And in Lane 3, the Winston Eagle. And Mark Tate has taken the lead in the Winston Eagle as they go down into turn number 1. This is an event that we hope to end every year with. We've been telling you about it all throughout the year. Now, the point leader is the Miss Budweiser, and as we said, Miss Budweiser is in Lane 1, now starting to even things up on the backstretch, and now just takes a nose of the lead. Winston Eagle is the second highest point getter, and George Woods in the Ultra Bold Dash is third in the points. And, of course, that boat was run under various sponsors throughout the year, now has the Ultra Bold Dash sponsor on board, and we welcome them. An exciting start to the racing here in Hawaii as the Miss Budweiser, Scott Pierce, takes that boat through the paces. He's got a little bit of a challenge on the outside from the Winston Eagle, Mark Tate. Again, this is a sprint race. They're coming down around now. It is the checkered flag flying out on the course, and the man eyeing it is Scott Pierce in the Miss Budweiser for $25,000. A great shot of the Rooster Tails as they streak across the finish line. Scott Pierce gets the checkered flag, and the $25,000 second place goes to the Winston Eagle, and third to the Ultra Bolden Dash.
We've been promoting the O'Doul Shootout from race to race throughout the 1991 campaign. It's here, it's gone. The winner is Miss Budweiser. The driver is Scott Pierce. The owner is Bernie Little.
Well, thank you. Needless to tell you, it's very important that we win the O'Doul Shootout, since that's all in the family of Anheuser-Busch. So I didn't have a problem at all with it, but my driver did, and I'll let you talk to Scott.
Scott, it was a thrill of a race. Great for the spectators, but Mark Tate was knocking at your door the whole way through.
Well, as you know, Dave, he's been on my tail all year long, and we tend to beat up on each other pretty well. But I'm just so proud of the whole Budweiser team. We ran that race with our backup boat. It's not our best piece of equipment. Bernie just will not take the chance to jeopardize our World Championship hopes for tomorrow with our primary boat. And that boat came a long ways. We've kind of shoved it in the back many times this year, and it really showed well for itself because the Winston ran hard. We had to run a 147-mile-an-hour heat, and that's not dancing.
It certainly isn't. Now, they finished the O'Doul Shootout in the same order that they qualified. Today, they go for the championships. Doug Ford is in the pits now. Doug?
Thanks, Dick. This is going to be the first time in Unlimited Racing history that we've started the season and ended the season at the same race course. Something else very interesting, too. The Miss Budweiser and the Winston Eagle are the same two exact boats that raced for the national championship last year. Winston was called Circus last year. This year, it's Winston. It's going to be a fast race. It's going to be a go-y race. Later on, we're going to take a look at the world's fastest piston-powered Unlimited, too. It ought to be an exciting day. Back to you, Jim.
Well, we're all getting all set for the Outrigger U.S. Navy Top Gun Hydrofest right here at Pearl Harbor. We'll have it all for you in just a moment.
Back at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, the Winston Eagle leaving the dock, ready for the first race of the day. Let's talk about the challenge ahead for this boat.
Down here with Steve Woomer of the Winston Eagle. Steve, you got a really big task ahead of you if you're going to catch that Budweiser team today.
Well, we're going to give it our all. The Winston Eagle is well prepared, and we're going to give it everything we got today and try and erase that points advantage they have.
All right, between first and second, there's only 10 points in preliminary. That means you have to chip away, get him under 400, and then hope for the best in the final.
Without a doubt. The idea is to gain a few points off that 400, get it in there at about 380 or less, win the final, and hopefully they break in the final.
It's been a great year no matter what happens.
No, it's been a wonderful year. The Winston Eagle is real happy. Our crew has done an outstanding job, and we've been in the hunt all year long, and we're real happy about that.
And this is the boat they're going to be aiming at, the Miss Budweiser, driven by Scott Pierce. Let's go and talk with the owner of that boat.
It's the last race of the 1991 Eagle Snacks Hydroplane Tour. 400 points separate the first and second place boats. The leader in the point standings is Bernie Little's Miss Budweiser. Bernie, you approach every race, every world championship as if it were the first time.
Yeah, and a lot of people ask me why, but I get as much thrill out of winning the shootout here, the O'Doul Shootout a while ago, as I did winning my first race, probably. I'm a very competitive person, and I like to win. Therefore, I've surrounded myself with a crew that is second to none anywhere in the country. I think they really know what it takes to win, and they're dedicated to make that happen. Ronnie Brown has put this team together. And I want to tell you, there's just none better. A lot of people say, oh, we got the best crew. Believe me, we have the best crew in boat racing, and we've been together a long time. We're right now presently building a new Miss Budweiser for next year, and either one of these boats right now are capable of winning.
And that's going to be the battle, the Winston Eagle and the Miss Budweiser. Jack Schaefer having some problems with the BAS Unlimited. Here's your lineup, the U12 Miss Budweiser, Scott Pierce. U10 in lane number 2, the Winston Eagle, Mark Tate. Lane 3 is the Ultra Bold and Dash, George Woods Jr. And lane 4, the U50 Honolulu Cellular, American Spirit, Mark Evans. He's on the outside as they come down to take the start, and it looks like he's going to try to take the lead right off of the front of the pack, and it is going to be the Miss Budweiser on the inside. Scott Pierce moving up on the inside. He has the short way around the course. We'll see if that plays to his advantage as Mark Evans on the outside tries to take advantage of extra speed, but he's got the longer course to run.
And in between the two boats that you do not see is the Winston Eagle. And here he comes out of lane number 2. In between the two boats, it'll be a drag race right down that back chute, Dick.
Miss Budweiser still holding in there and holding strong, and Scott Pierce has really got that boat under control, but you can see he's looking over his right shoulder in the mirror there, and he can see that the Winston Eagle is closing. I don't know if he's got enough range on that mirror to see that the Honolulu Cellular American Spirit is on the outside, but look at his Winston Eagle. Gets a little bit loose out there, trying to take it over, and Winston Eagle is going to take over the lead as they come out of the turn now, fighting hard for it. Budweiser back into the lead by about a boat length, and here comes Winston Eagle again.
144.3 for the Miss Budweiser and 141.4 in second place for the Winston Eagle, but he's going to challenge. He's edging up again. Mark Tate, as you know, wants to secure the driver championship in this race. And, of course, Scott Pierce wants to get Bernie Little's team the U1 for next year. Ooh, he hooks it. The Budweiser just hooked.
Just enough time for the Winston Eagle to take over the lead in this heat. And the Winston Eagle now is in command. Miss Budweiser, Scotty Pierce hooking just slightly on turn number 2 as they now are on the back stretch. You can see the Winston Eagle is really power on as she gets tiptoeing down the back stretch, side to side on those spots, and still in third place. Mark Evans in the Honolulu Cellular boat, American Spirit, doing a fine job at driving, but he's kind of letting the front runners lead the way because they are really pushing that equipment to the extremes.
Look how loose the Winston Eagle is. Mark Tate, nothing to lose, everything to gain. And you know what their strategy is. We heard Steve Boomer mention, let's win everything we can and hope the Budweiser breaks. A record for Honolulu course, Pearl Harbor, 150.3 for a competition lap for this boat. Now in first place, lap number 2 of 3, the Winston Eagle.
Give Mark Tate a lot of credit. He's really handling the boat as it gets almost up on its side to wave to you. The boat comes back down into the water. The skid fin grabbing a hold of it, throwing the side down into the water. He's got it back under control, and again it goes up light. That's an indication that he's got the boat riding right on that racer's edge we know so well. Meanwhile, Scotty Pierce seems to be pretty happy back there in second place. He's not really challenging on the inside, about 3 boat lengths back at this point, watching very closely. He had that little bit of an error where the boat hooked on him. That'll happen because remember, this track is constantly changing. It's never the same one to the other. Here's the checkered flag out now for the leader of the race. Second place is the Miss Budweiser. You can see he's trying to cut him on the inside, but it's going to be the Winston Eagle. And Mark Tate has his first step to what he wants to be 3 wins today. We'll see if he can continue a little later on. Second place goes to the Miss Budweiser. Third to the Honolulu Cellular American Spirit. Fourth place to the Ultra Bold and Dash. And fifth, BASF Unlimiteds did not start.
All right, not too shabby of a start.
Oh, great heat win for the Winston Eagle team. We're all pretty proud right now, and we're looking forward to the rest of the day.
Steve, you said you had to chip away in the preliminaries to get below 400. Now you are even 400 behind. Has that strategy changed?
No, we're going to be going for it all day long because we want to go into the final with them having less than a 400-point lead. I mean, we're here to win this thing, and the Winston Eagles be going real hard all day long.
And we expect that it'll continue that way with the rivalries in Pearl Harbor for the Outrigger Hotel's Top Gun Hydrofest. We'll be back. Back in Pearl Harbor, we're getting ready for more racing. Some of the boats already out on the course. One boat here today will not be back. It's retiring.
I'm with Jim Harvey, owner of the T-Plus engine treatment. And, Jim, today we're about to write the end of a chapter in your career and the career of this boat.
Yes, 10 years ago, this boat was raced for the first time, and I've been with the boat ever since its conception. And brings a tear to my eye to say that this is probably the last official race that this boat will race.
Two-time world champion and a lot of history here.
Yeah, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears putting it together Saturday nights before a race and keeping it going on Sundays. And it's been to a lot of races and a lot of victories, and it's gone to the bank a lot of times Monday morning. And we're very proud of it, and it's going to stay in our stable as a display boat and a backup boat for next year's new boat.
Let's take a look at the lineup for Heat 1B. The Cape Boy Gaylords, U19, Ken Muscatel. In the U2, the boat we just talked about, Steve David, the T-Plus Teflon, and rounding out the field, Oh Boy Alberto Port, Mitch Evans, the U3.
The Oh Boy Alberto team has used the tea leaf this weekend to ward off demons, evil spirits. It's quite popular here in Hawaii. The Hawaiians plant them around their homes to keep evil spirits away.
And we'll find out if those tea leaves work or not as we start Heat 1B right off the bat. It's going to be the T-Plus going out in front, and that's Steve David out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's being challenged on the outside.
Challenged on the outside by Mitch Evans and the Oh Boy Alberto. Miss Cape Boy getting a slower start is in third, and two boats are not in this one. UR5 Run Enterprises that was qualified by Todd Garland yesterday at over 111 mile an hour has withdrawn. They're out of engines, and the Gaylord 2 U7 Jerry Hop's boat did not start.
In the lead, though, it is U2, the T-Plus Teflon boat, Steve David, and he looks like he's going to have clear sailing as we look at him from across the bay here in Pearl Harbor. A great sight for racing and a lot of excitement for the fans on the shore as they watch this boat come through turn number 3 on the course. And again, we remind everybody that as these boats go around, the water tends to get roughened up quite a bit. As a result of that, they have to constantly be on the alert because conditions are always changing. In second place, Mitch Evans and the Oh Boy Alberto Port.
This boat driven by Steve David. Last year, Steve drove the host boat, the U19 Bob Fender's craft that represents Honolulu, Hawaii.
So there's some ties there and some interest in Stephen David wanting to win this race. Good shot there of the Oh Boy Alberto Port. Mitch Evans as he continues to plod right along with that aircraft engine. The engine has proved itself a winner in some cases earlier this year, and it's that consistency that often pays off.
You know, if he was racing a few years back before the turbines, he'd be the hottest boat on the circuit. He's broken. The Cooper team has broken all the existing reciprocating engine speed marks.
He's done a good job, and he stays right up there in the field with the turbines. Even when they're outrunning him, he's right behind them, and if any one of them breaks down, he's ready to take over their position. He's put on some good racing. Right now, though, the spotlight falls to the lead boat, and he's coming up on the rear end of the pack, and this boat, of course, is the T-Plus, and he's passing the Cape Boy Gaylords. Ken Muscatel on the inside to the right of your screen. In the yellow boat on the outside, it is the T-Plus Teflon boat. Steve David getting a very good ride. Interesting to compare the ride of this boat now as he takes the checkered flag to the Winston Eagle that was riding a lot lighter earlier on. So the winner is the T-Plus. Third place will go to Cape Boy Gaylords. Of course, he was a lap boat. Second place will be the Oh Boy Alberto Port. And we had two boats, one of them that did not start, the Gaylords 2 and Rudd Enterprises, which withdrew.
Several years ago, getting ready for an unlimited hydroplane race was as simple as strapping on a helmet and a life jacket. Today, it's not that simple. Mark Evans, tell us about your uniform, why each piece is so important from a safety standpoint.
Well, first off, I think mainly of fire, so I start with that in mind. My underwear, for starters, is a cotton-type underwear that won't burn as easy. I have my Lucky T-shirt, which is a cotton T-shirt. I always wear this every race. Next is my Nomex socks. That is a very fire-retardant type material and very expensive socks. Next is my driver's uniform itself. This is incorporated an air bladder. That's in case I'm in the water, the divers can pull the string and it opens up the bladder, and then I'm more buoyant that way. Next is my shoes. They're a lightweight Nomex fire retardant shoe, very comfortable and, like I say, very lightweight. Next is my vest. That's for extra buoyancy, just in case I do end up in the water. I zip up my driving suit, and then I put on my helmet. It's a Snell certified helmet. It's crash resistant and just a good lightweight helmet. After that is my oxygen mask. We wear that at all times. We breathe air constantly in case we are upside down, and in underwater we can still breathe. After that is my gloves. I put those on for extra safety in case of a fire. Those are Nomex and fire-resistant gloves.
And then one other article that's important to you for good luck that the fans never see.
Oh, yeah. I got to have my lucky handkerchief. Just a little bit superstitious, folks.
Okay, Mark. We'll be back with the Outrigger Hotel's Top Gun Hydrofest and the big battle between the Miss Budweiser and Winston Eagle in a moment.
Welcome back to Honolulu, Hawaii. We're at Pearl Harbor for the Outrigger Top Gun Hydrofest, the final race of the Eagle Snacks Hydroplane Series 1991. Another problem for Jack Schaefer, Dick Crippen in the U9.
Certainly is, Jim. And as we look, here's the starting lineup. The U2 Miss Budweiser, the Winston Eagle, and the Honolulu Cellular American Spirit, and three boats side by side as they took the start. Now they break apart, and Winston Eagle again trying to get the lead over the Miss Budweiser. Miss Budweiser on the inside, Winston Eagle in the middle, on the far outside, the Honolulu Cellular American Spirit, Mark Evans. Now it's neck and neck as they come out of turn number 2. Winston Eagle again, Jim, is starting to move up and take the lead.
He is really pushing out there in lane number 2, and the inside, the boat on your right is Miss Budweiser. As Scotty Pierce starts to come up, the U8 Ultra Bold and Dash did not start in the seat, and as we saw, U9 is also dead in the water, so we're down to 3 boats in this 3-lap dash.
Mark Tate continuing to try to take command of this race, but as you can see, he's only got about a boat length, maybe a boat length and a half over the Miss Budweiser, who's roughening up on the inside. Now remember, that boat hooked on the inside earlier today, lost ground to the Winston Eagle. Now Scotty Pierce is paying particular attention to the handling of that boat, but Winston Eagle a little bit better, settled down in the water. They may have adjusted the trim a little bit. Winston Eagle is definitely taking command at 149.228 miles per hour, so he is trying to outdistance the Miss Budweiser, but Scott Pierce is not giving him any room at all.
Here's your third place boat, the U-50 American Spirit, Honolulu Cellular for this one, as we're on the back chute with a lap and a half to go. These are 3-lap sprints, and then the final field will be set, and it'll be a full 5 laps.
And the lead boat must have about 5 boat lengths over the second place boat in order to cut into that inside lane. He's not being allowed to get it by Scott Pierce, so that forces Mark Tate to stay a little bit to the outside of the course. As we said earlier, if you run the inside tight on the buoys or the pins, you're going to run a lot faster course because it's a little bit shorter. But the advantage to the outside, if there is one, is being able to keep your speed up.
There's a problem with the horizontal, the vertical stabilizer in this Budweiser. Let's take a look. Yep, he's broken off his right wing, or below the right wing, the vertical stabilizer there.
More than likely, he got into a little bit of the rooster tail off of the lead boat. That's the type of damage that'll happen. The rooster tail throwing up the equivalent of 7 tons of water. And believe me, at these speeds approaching 200 miles per hour when they're on the straightaways, what you're seeing at 152 is actually an average speed, including all of the turns. They can do a lot of damage with that water.
That's another record on this course, Hawaii, 152.2 for this boat, the Winston Eagle, on its final lap of 3.
Well, remember early in the day, we were told by the Winston Eagle owner, Steve Woomer, that he wanted to see the boat win 3 times out here today, and this would be number 2 if he can take it. They're coming around, and they'll look for that checkered flag.
He wants 3 times, and then the final, on that 4th and final one. Now he's coming around off of corner number 4, averaging 150.8, a course record for a 7.5-mile heat.
Just gets a little bit light as he comes down to take the checkered flag, kind of doing a little salute, if you will, with the right sponson to the folks holding that flag up there and thanking them. Look at the vertical wing of the Miss Budweiser up against the horizontal stabilizer as they come down. I think Scott Pierce, though, just decided to let it go if it's going to go. Second place to the Miss Budweiser. Third place will go to the Honolulu Cellular American Spirit, Mark Evans.
Okay. A little tight in that turn, but everything was really legal, fine. You're really going good.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think I was holding them tighter the first heat than it was the second heat. And, hey, so far the Winston Eagles performed great. And myself, as Mark Tate, and our team, and Steve Woomer, I don't think we could be happier.
Some damage for the Miss Budweiser. Let's find out what happened out on the course.
It's not going to hurt yet.
Did you take a bad hop? That was the reason for the damage, or what?
That particular one, I think, just broke all on its own due to fatigue. Mark and I got together in the first heat, and it took one right fairing off in the first heat, and then we replaced it, and the replacement just broke. There was no shenanigans going on in the second heat.
Thanks, Scott. Good luck to you.
You're welcome, Dave.
The Eagle Snacks Hydroplane Series continues from Pearl Harbor, Hawaii in just a moment. Back to Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, as we get ready for Heat 2B. Let's go down to the pits and learn a little more about the host boat.
Talk about the walking wounded, literally. Dr. Ken Muscatel, the driver of the Gaylord's U-19 boat, the host boat, by the way. You're riding with 1 foot.
Oh, 1 foot, but 1 foot's all you need if you know how to use it.
It's not the one that goes on the accelerator, though.
No, but it runs the canards. I just jam it in there, and I push as hard as I can. I hope it's hard enough.
What's the injury?
I fell off a ladder about 14 feet, and I ruptured my Achilles tendon. Had surgery almost 4 weeks ago, and we've had a tough time with it this week, but it's good enough, and we're going fast, and we're real optimistic.
Well, we've had a couple of boats that won't be able to start this one, so it's a 2-boat heat, a match race, if you will. The old boy Alberto Pork and Ken Muscatel, you just met in the Miss K-Boy Gaylords. The yellow boat now in the lead on the outside at the start of Heat 2B. We'll see if he can keep that boat running well with that injured foot that he has.
Well, Ken Muscatel has to be a lot happier. Look at him hanging on the skid fin and that rooster tail go up. That football stadium there, Dick, is where they play the Pro Bowl every year. The University of Hawaii has all their games there.
It's a beautiful setting. Honolulu is certainly a beautiful, beautiful part of the United States, and Pearl Harbor is just like a pearl sitting in the middle of it all. Ken Muscatel leading in the Cape Boy Gaylords.
And as I said, he has to be a lot happier because the first time out, he was doing laps of 60 to 70 mile an hour. Now he's about 135 mile an hour. They had a little problem with the throttle linkage, and he couldn't open up the gas or to the turbine on the turbine fuel, and he couldn't go fast. But now he's going pretty good.
And this is a good opportunity for him with only one other boat in the field, and a boat that at the moment is not really challenging for the lead. He can test the boat out and make sure that it's all set up for the future races here today and get set for that big final, which will round things out later today. The K-Boy Gaylords out in the lead. Second place is the old boy Alberto Pork, Mitch Evans, who's hanging right in there. It was a drag race from the start, but you can see now it's about a half a lap lead for the yellow boat, the Cape Boy. Miss Gaylord, she'll be coming around this time looking for the checkered flag. There's a good shot of the second place boat.
For the second time today, Jerry Hobbs U7 Gaylords 2 did not start. Run Enterprise is scheduled to be driven by Todd Yelling, of course, has withdrawn. But the amazing part is Steve David, in the T-plus winner of this B-section heat the last time out, is on the beach. Now, that means that he'll have to go against Ultra Bold and Dash in the last chance race to make the final.
And here's your winner, the Cape Boy Gaylords boat, second place to Mitch Evans and old boy Alberto Pork.
Ken, you really worked for that with the bum leg and all, but a heat win, I believe that's your first.
It's my first, and I'm thrilled for my sponsors, Tricky Wally here of Gaylords of Kauai, and for Cape Boy Radio, and for everybody who's pulled so hard to bring this team. We've improved every race, and now we're running pretty well. I'm pretty happy.
How's your foot?
What foot?
Well, the Outrigger Hotel's Top Gun Hydrofest will be continuing from Hawaii in just a moment.
Welcome back to Hawaii. I'm Jim Hendrick along with Dick Crippen and Dave Taylor as we are in the final stages of this event here today. One more heat to go, and that'll be 3A, and it's Miss Budweiser with Scott Pierce in lane number 1. The Winston Eagle will be right next to him in lane number 2. Mark Tate driving. The American Spirit with Mark Evans in lane number 3. And as they come down now for the start of Heat 3A, it's Winston Eagle once again, Dick, taking the lead.
Winston Eagle came into command very fast and very early in the other races with a challenge on the inside for the Miss Budweiser, and this looks like a carbon copy. It's an exact replica of the first 2 races these boats had against each other. Incidentally, 2 boats that did not make this start. The Ultra Bold and Dash did not start. The BAS Unlimited did not start also. This is the battle between the Miss Budweiser to the right of your screen and the Winston Eagle in the lead on the left.
Now, you know, Dick, it's got to be the strategy of 2 teams. Here's your leader, the Winston Eagle, with nothing to lose. They have to win everything today and hope that the boat to the right breaks down if they're to have a chance at winning the team national championship. But if this driver in the day glow red boat of Winston Eagle wins this, he's going to wrap up his first driving title because he's had one more race over the man that's in second place, Scott Pierce.
And that would be quite an accomplishment for this young man. Mark Tate was Rookie of the Year in 1990. He was the Gold Cup winner in 1991. Will he win the Drivers' Championship? It's too early to tell, but look at the speed he's setting.
Another record. That's the 3rd time today that he's running over his own course records per lap.
better than 152 miles an hour. And again, we tell you that's an average speed. That means that it's the speed for all the four corners as well as the two straightaways. These are not bank turns. Keeping the speed up on the corner is hard because it's like the old dirt track racers where they literally slide that back end through and accelerate out. So they lose speed on the corner. So allow for that when we give you the average lap speed.
On this 2.5-mile course, they're averaging over 190 mile an hour on the straightaways today. And I'll tell you right now, looking at my stopwatch, this particular lap number 2 of 3, is going to be even faster than the last one. Let's see. Coming down, complete lap number 2 as we look at our second place boat, Miss Budweiser with Scott Pierce. And we're looking at a timing of 154.798, almost 155 mile an hour for the lead boat.
Third place is Mark Evans in the American Spirit Honolulu Cellular boat. There's your speed, 154.798 for the lead boat. Unbelievable what this young man is doing out here. The boat seems to be riding better and better every heat. Now remember, he's on the last lap now. All he has to do is finish this heat to be proclaimed the winner of the Drivers' Championship. His heart's got to be going as fast as the boat right now.
No doubt about it, Dick. To go from the Rookie of the Year in 1990 to the World Champion Driver in 91, quite an accomplishment. This man here, Scott Pierce, must keep this boat at least in second place to win pretty little to the right to where you want to Miss Budweiser next year.
And here comes the checkered flag, and this is it. He is the Driver of the Year. The Driver Champion is Mark Tate, taking the win that he had to take to get the points that assured him that driving championship. Second place goes to Scott Pierce in the Miss Budweiser. This boat still very much in the lead for the boat championship. We'll see what happens on that in the final heat. Here's your third place boat, Honolulu Cellular American Spirit, Mark Evans.
This Mark Tate wraps up a National High Point Driving Championship for you in record style, world record, 153.6 average for 3 laps. That's fantastic.
Well, the first 3 heats here in Hawaii have been fantastic for the Winston Eagle team, and it's a great accomplishment to Mark Tate and to my whole team and my owner that we won a title here and sewed it up for a Drivers' Championship. And we got one more heat to go, and we still have a chance at a boat championship, and that's what we're hoping to come away with.
Comes a long way, this driver, from Rookie of the Year to National High Point Champion.
Oh, Mark's fantastic. I mean, the whole Winston crew, Winston, RJ Reynolds, everybody's just tickled to death with the job Mark's done.
And we'll see what Mark does in the championship heat coming up in just a little while as we continue with the Eagle Snacks Hydroplane Series from Hawaii. We're back in Honolulu, Hawaii, as we get ready for the next heat of racing, but let's learn a little bit more about one of the boats in that heat, the Old Boy Alberto.
I'm here with Mitch Evans, driver of the Old Boy Alberto Pork Jerky. And Mitch, since you got this boat in 1987, you've converted a lot to the world's fastest piston engine unlimited.
Yeah, it started out to be what we thought was a pretty simple project, but as we got into it, we ended up just doing a major rebuild.
Well, tell us about some of the things you did. What did you do with the hull?
Basically, we started taking the sponsons off the boat and just kind of moving them aside and then building the entire center section from scratch. We wanted to convert it from Rolls power to Allison, so we had a lot of weight changes and a lot of different dimensions we needed to put in the boat, and then also added the canard wing to the front.
So it's basically almost an entirely new hull.
Yeah, probably 90% of the boat we totally reconstructed, and then we used a few parts from the old boat.
Ready now for Heat 3B, and in the heat will be the Miss Cape Boy Gaylords, the Old Boy Alberto Pork, which you just met the driver, Mitch Evans, and the T-Plus engine treatment boat of Steve David. Out in the lead right now is the Old Boy Alberto Pork, and that is Mitch Evans, and he's going to try to hold it through the turn, but I'll tell you what, he's got a strong challenge on the inside, and it's from the Cape Boy Gaylords boat, Ken Muscatel. This is the boat that won for the first time for Ken Muscatel in the last time that it was on the water, and now here it is challenging for the lead again, but what a challenge it is. This time it's Mitch Evans who's leading the field, and the T-Plus, who didn't run the last time out, is now trailing the field, and that's a turbine-powered boat. Look at Ken Muscatel.
Ken Muscatel comes up on the inside. He's looking for his second consecutive victory. The last heat, of course, his first victory ever as an unlimited driver, and he broke in, attempted to drive here and qualify as a driver last year, but did not have enough time to do so. But he's had a pretty good year for Bob Fendler and that crew.
Again, we had 2 boats that were scheduled for this race that were not able to take the start. One of them, Gaylords 2, and the other one had withdrawn. That's Grunt Enterprises Racing. And the lead boat is the Cape Boy Gaylords, but Mitch Evans and the Oh Boy Alberto Port certainly is not letting him have any room on the outside. He's closed them down to about a boat length and a half now as they come down into turn number 1 again. And here's the T-Plus Teflon. Jim, there's got to be a problem with that boat.
Definitely, and if they stay where they are in third place, he's going to have to run in the last chance, which is unusual for Jim Harvey's crew. They have to run a last chance 3-lap dash to make the final. This boat, maintaining the lead, with Ken Muscatel driving, could very well, not very well, he will make the final if he can hold on to first place.
Well, that would be really something for the host boat to be out here in the final because it was not expected to be that way. And one of the reasons was this boat, the T-Plus, because we figured this would be the boat running in there and taking those points. But as it stands right now with the problems they're having, kind of sad because Jim Harvey's already announced that that boat is, in essence, going to be retired to the backup role after this race today. So it's kind of sad to see it that way, but also very good to see this boat, which has not run especially well, come out and now take the second win of the day for Ken Muscatel. Second to Mitch Evans in the Oh Boy Alberto Port. And third place will go to the T-Plus Teflon Steve David.
You've won 2 in a row now. It looks like you like the feeling. Oh, it's really nice. We ran a legitimate race against legitimate contenders. And Gaylords, Kauai, and Cape Boy sponsors should be happy. I think they are. Well, you're happy, aren't you?
I'm very happy. I couldn't be any happier.
So I think, and we're delirious. This is really coming of age, this race. That's the crew, the boat, and myself.
Hawaii, our 50th state, a thing of beauty. But it wasn't always that way. Let's go back 50 years ago, come December 7th. The year was 1941. At 7:55 a.m., unexpectedly, off of Japanese carriers, came the dive bombers of the Japanese Air Force. Thousands of lives were lost. Ships were put to the bottom, including the famous Arizona, which still lies below the surface with a memorial over the top and many of the crew still in tune. We'll be back with the Outrigger Hotel Top Gun Hydrofest 1991 in just a moment.
As we get ready for the championship heat, let's recap the last chance heat that just took place moments ago. As you can see, Steve David was leading in the T-Plus Teflon with the Ultra Bolden Dash in second. But look what happened. Fire breaks out on the T-Plus Teflon. The Ultra Bolden Dash goes on to win the last chance, so he qualifies for the final heat. The T-Plus will now be the provisional boat. The boats are getting ready to go out. There you see the T-Plus. No injuries, no substantial damage, fortunately. So the boat will be able to go out as a provisional starter in the race.
3, 2, 1, 5 minutes.
Now let's take a look at the lineup. The Ultra Bolden Dash with George Woods Jr. qualified by winning that last chance heat. Cape Boy Gaylords with 2 victories today for Ken Muscatel in the final, the host boat. Mark Evans in the Honolulu Cellular American Spirit. And then, of course, Mark Tate in the Winston Eagle. He'll be in lane 4, believe it or not. On lane 5, who draws it? Scotty Pierce and Miss Budweiser. And on the far outside, or actually the provisional trailer, will be T-Plus Teflon as they come down with a beautiful sight.
One boat did not start, the Oh Boy Alberto Port. There they go, and you can see the battle is shaped up right off the start line, and it is going to be Winston Eagle leading into turn number 1. This time, Winston Eagle inside of the Miss Budweiser for the first time today. We'll see if Mark Tate takes full advantage of that positioning.
Let's see what's going to happen. It's for all the marbles now. The strategy has to be set a fast pace in the Winston Eagle, hope that the Budweiser comes up the challenge and breaks down. If that would happen, this boat would not only have the driver champion, but the team championships as well. But I think the Budweiser strategy... Whoa, look at him fly. He's really loose. He's trying to entice that Budweiser to get on the ragged edge with him. I don't know if Scotty Pierce or Bernie Little will let Scotty Pierce bite at that strategy.
It's going to be an interesting play of strategy as the chess is played on the Pearl Harbor Bay. And we look at the Miss Winston Eagle coming crashing through the turn, a little bit light, but landing flat, and that's all that matters. The Miss Budweiser staying on the outside of all of the wake from the lead boat, just holding it in there. Scott Pierce, and he's trying to challenge, but it has been a blistering pace. We've got to remember, Winston Eagle, the boat you're looking at, 148.350. That is actually one of his slower laps of the day.
We want to thank the CB unit here at Pearl Harbor Naval Station, Unit 413. We had a generator go down into one of our cameras in Coda number 1. We've got that picture back for the final. Thank goodness.
Well, we do appreciate everybody pulling together here in Honolulu, Hawaii. It is true Hawaiian spirit all the way, and that is the spirit that we're seeing in this race now, as we've got a leader out in front who has dominated right from the start line. That, of course, Mark Tate out of Michigan, driving the Winston Eagle for Steve Woomer. He's got the boat under control. You know, the boat in the very first heat of the day was very, very loose, but then it seemed to settle down. They must have worked on the trim. There you saw the Ultra Bold and Dash of George Woods Jr. He's holding in there, back in the middle of the pack. Winston Eagle still leading with the Miss Budweiser in second place. Scotty Pierce trying to make decisions on how he should come up on the outside of the boat driven by Mark Tate, and he has to stay to the outside because Tate has the inside lane on him.
As we look at our leader, Winston Eagle, Miss Budweiser second, Ultra Bold and Dash is third, the T-Plus engine treatment, Steve David currently in fourth. As he looks at the average of 147.1 for our leader, there is our third place boat, George Woods Jr., Ultra Bold and Dash. Have you had a good time in Hawaii?
Hawaii is just one of the most beautiful and spectacular places. It's a fun place to visit, and I love this event out here because it really puts a tremendous amount of excitement into a very beautiful area.
Lisa Frahum and her gang here in Honolulu really treated us very well at hospitality. All the grass skirts, I love it.
I figured you would. Right now, this young man is loving it a lot, too, because Mark Tate has had one of the best days he has had on the circuit all along. Everything he has gone into, he has led, and so far he has won. Will he win this one? This is the one for all the marbles. Of course, the boat championship is still up for grabs, and that one is being fought out for by the Miss Budweiser and Scott Pierce holding into second place.
If they stay just this way, Winston Eagle will win their third event, including the Gold Cup in 1991. Miss Budweiser will have won 5 world championships out of 6 years. They'll have the right to wear U1 again next year. And if they stay just the way they are, Budweiser will win the team championship by a scant 280 points, and that's close.
And, of course, already Mark Tate in this boat has won the Drivers' Championships. There's the brand-new Bold and Dash, a brand-new sponsor in its first race here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Glad to have those folks from Procter & Gamble on board with us. Fourth place now is Mark Evans. He's in the Honolulu Cellular American Spirit, and of course the Cape Boy Gaylord's boat. Ken Muscatel is the host boat. Here is your leader one more time, the Winston Eagle, giving seems like a wave to the crowd as he tiptoes those sponsons back and forth.
George Woods Jr. in third place as a driver, team standing, and of course the team is also in third place. So Bill Booster's team has had a pretty good year.
He really has all the way along, and I know they welcome aboard the new sponsorship. It should be an exciting 1992 coming up. Coming now down to the final moments of this race, the Winston Eagle still in command. Miss Budweiser still running in second place, and the distance between the two boats has changed very, very little since the first lap.
Strategy is very obvious. Right now, the Winston Eagle leading in the final heat en route for their third win of the season. They'll end up in second place in points for the team championship if it remains this way. But, you know, I think he slowed down. Maybe he wants to say, hey, Scotty Pierce, come out up and try to take me. He has to get the Bud to break if they're going to win. Budweiser, on the other hand, I'm sure Bernie Little's in that helmet saying, take it easy, we got it. You know how that goes.
I certainly do, and he's paying attention to exactly how those points are going to come out on this whole thing, too. As you can see, the Miss Budweiser still hanging in second place and very consistent in the speed. First place still is the Winston Eagle, and that's the way it's going to finish. Winston Eagle, Mark Tate, coming home the winner. A great day of racing. He has won every event that he has gone into.
A perfect day for the Winston Eagle, winning their third event. This boat will be wearing U1 next year, the Miss Budweiser, as Scott Pierce finishes second and does not break.
Third place will be the Ultra Bold and Dash. It's been a long, hard day for George Woods Jr., but they got through it. Fourth place is the T-Plus. That's fourth place after a fire in the last chance. The host boat, Cape Boy Gaylords, takes fifth, and the Honolulu Cellular American Spirit does not finish. A little bit of happiness.
Well, national championships for this man, Bernie Little.
Thank you.
He's congratulated by Mark Lamping from Anheuser-Busch. We'll be back to talk to the winners in just a moment.
Well, here's the way you saw it just moments ago as the Winston Eagle came home for the win of the championship here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Dick Crippen along with Jim Hendrick, Dave Taylor, and Doug Ford as we look at the final results in the final heat. Winston Eagle, Miss Budweiser, Ultra Bold and Dash, T Plus Teflon, and K-Poi Gaylords rounding it out in 5th place. As far as the driver standings at the finish of the day, which of course is the finish of the season for the unlimited hydroplanes, Mark Tate takes the championship. Let's talk to the winner.
I have a very happy crew. Mark Tate, owner Steve Woomer. You've got to be really excited about the driver's title and now winning the last race of the season.
Well, we, the Winston Eagle team, couldn't go out better, ending up 1991 racing season with 4 straight heat wins. And I started this season this year with the Winston Eagle in Detroit, the second race with a heat win, or a final heat win, and we ended up that way. And I think for the whole Winston Eagle team, we would just like to thank everybody here in Hawaii for such a great effort and putting on such a fine race, and we're happy to be the winners.
Big changes for you since last year here at Hawaii, Steve. A big purchase for you of a lot of equipment, changing drivers. You've got to be a happy man.
Oh, we're extremely happy with the support of RJ Reynolds, and we're just, I can't say enough how happy we are. And my mom's listening to us today on the radio, and Mom, this one's for you.
So, Mom, enjoy it. Well, the Miss Budweiser takes the Eagle Snacks High Point Fun for the boat team. That's the 12th championship for the Miss Budweiser, 5 out of the last 6.
Got a team effort here today. You had a chance at the Drivers' Championship, but you forewent that in favor of the team championship for Bernie Little and the Miss Budweiser team. They're 12th, and I know that that's a bit of satisfaction for you.
Well, it's just a real honor to be picked by Bernie to be his driver and to come in, be a part of this team and be one small part of why we're U1 again. It's the proudest day of my life. I mean, I just wish my dad could be here because he'd be awful proud of me today.
Bernie, you have to be really happy. You approach everyone just like it's the first time again.
Well, his dad couldn't be any more proud of him than I am. He went out and drove a boat all year, did an outstanding job. He drove today exactly the way I told him to drive. We could not jeopardize our world championship that we worked all year for. And our congratulations to Winston. They did a great job in winning the Honolulu race. But, man, to win that world championship, that's all the way.
Plans for next year?
Win. We have a new boat we're building, and we'll have it out there. And I think you'll like it a lot.
And Miss Budweiser will be back.
Always. The Miss Bud will be. Nothing beats a Bud. What else?
And if you'd like to know more about unlimited hydroplane racing, write the Unlimited Racing Commission, 414 Pontius Avenue North, Suite C, Seattle, Washington, 98109.
And so it's been a great year, 91, in the Eagle Snacks Hydroplane Series. We've had lots of excitement, new champions, Budweiser team champion, the driver, Winston Eagle, Mark Tate is the driver champion. Been great.
It's been an exciting year, a lot of surprises. I can't wait for 1992.
Well, not only that, but it's been a safe year, and that's important.
Very important. We've had a lot of drivers involved, very, very young drivers, new drivers to the sport, but it's been safe. That's important.
On behalf of Dick Crippen, and of course our cohort of the technology department, Doug Ford, for this race, our partner Dave Taylor, I'm Jim Hendrick. Until next year, from Honolulu, aloha.
The Outrigger Hotel's Top Gun Hydrofest from Pearl Harbor was brought to you by Eagle Snacks. Eagle Snacks tortilla chips, you're going to love them. And by Blockbuster Video, America's family video store. A promotional consideration has been provided by Outrigger Hotels Hawaii, Hawaii's largest and most diverse hotel chain. We've got a hotel that's just right for you no matter what kind of vacation or business trip you have in mind. This has been a production of Cypress Production Group in association with ESPN.